Pakistan. You have the floor, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The representative of India has made some untenable assertions in her statement which oblige me to take the floor. Mr. Chair, decolonization and right to self-determination are objectives of such importance, scope, and global relevance that they cannot be limited to the non-self-governing territories on this committee's list. For long, India has tried to sell the false narrative labeling the just struggle of the people of Jammu and Kashmir as terrorism. India rather needs to introspect to find the real reasons behind the mass resistance in Indian-occupied Jammu and Kashmir. The indigenous resistance in the occupied territory has stemmed from India's intransigence on denying Kashmiris their inalienable right to self-determination. Mr. Chair, the people of Jammu and Kashmir remain resolute in their claim for this right, despite being subjected to massacre, rape, torture, mass blinding, and forced disappearances. The list of Indian crimes in Kashmir is long and well documented. Since the Indian colonization of Jammu and Kashmir in 1947, New Delhi has tried different tactics to sustain its illegal occupation. The settler colonial project is yet another tactic launched to alter demographics in colonized territory. Under the garb of development, India now aims to snatch the cultural identity and land of the indigenous people of Jammu and Kashmir. But India needs to understand that such deceptions are destined to fail. If at all, they will intensify the yearnings of the people of Jammu and Kashmir for the right to self-determination. Fearful of strong local reaction, India continues to impose inhumane military and digital siege, shutting out Kashmir from the rest of the world. Nevertheless, Pakistan will keep exposing Indian brutality and inform international community of Kashmiri's plight. Indian-occupied Jammu and Kashmir is the most militarized zone in the world, where close to 900,000 security forces have been deployed by India to curb the legitimate struggle of the Kashmiris. India must release all political prisoners in occupied Jammu and Kashmir, end human and communication blockade, rescind domicile law that allows non-Kashmiris to settle in disputed territory, and stop human rights abuses, and end terrorism in Pakistan. Jammu and Kashmir is not part of India. It never was. The declaration on the granting of independence to colonial countries and peoples states all peoples have the right to self-determination. The declaration also mentions that the subjection of peoples to alien subjugation is contrary to the Charter of the United Nations. The right of self-determination of the people of Jammu and Kashmir is recognized by numerous Security Council resolutions as well. Both Pakistan and India have endorsed the fundamental principle of self-determination of Kashmiris in resolutions of UN Commission on India and Pakistan. Against this backdrop, the continued suppression of the people of Jammu and Kashmir is most relevant to our discussion in this committee. The UN's decolonization agenda will remain incomplete without the just resolution of Indian-occupied Jammu and Kashmir. We should aim to ensure that all peoples under colonial administration or foreign occupation are allowed to exercise their inalienable right to self-determination. I thank you, Chair.
I thank the representative of Pakistan. I now give the floor to the representative of the United Kingdom for a second intervention in exercising the right of reply. You have the floor, sir.